Hello, my friends. Welcome to a weekly Wednesday. And for this Wednesday, we are finally talking about Louder Than Life. Essentially, 3 weeks after the music festival happened, or 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't know time anymore. It could be November by now, and I wouldn't have any idea what time it is. But anyway, hope you guys having a great Wednesday. For any newcomers, former people, subscribers, anything like that, I thank you so much for sticking around as much as you guys do. It means the world to me that anyone gives me the amount of time that they do, and I can't ever thank you enough. But with that, let's talk about Louder. So Louder in Life. Oh goodness, what a great time. I went with 3 of my brothers, essentially. Had a wonderful time. Definitely would go again. Mainly because, my brothers went the year before, and so they got to experience it and everything like that, and had a fun time, enjoyed it, loved it, and we were like, let's go again. Lineup seemed really good, and it was an amazing time. And logistically, production-wise, everything was great. Like, it was cool to just know that you could leave for a day, come back, everything be clean. Like, no trash, no garbage, no nothing. Like, it was really cool. Like, something in that you don't really see that well anyway. But no, recommend it if you're thinking about a music festival and you're thinking about trying something out. Definitely consider any of the music festivals that these promoters put on. So Louder Than Life, Aftershock in Sacramento, or there's I think Rockville, I think, is another one that's like in Daytona, Florida. For those of you in the States, anyway, or if you are willing to travel to the States and go to these, I would. For those of you that aren't in the States, if you were to pick between the three to which to visit, and you actually wanted to see some other stuff, Louisville, Kentucky isn't the best spot. Nothing wrong with it. It's just kind of in the middle of nowhere. I grew up in the Midwest. There's not a lot to do outside of just go to places like that, which it's a nice spot. Like, where they had it is actually really nice. I'm kind of being funny, but in all reality, for those who are from the States, if you wanted to go to some place like Daytona Beach, like, very reputable spot in Florida. You have a beach, you have other things. You can go to the water, you can go do other things. You don't even have to stay in Daytona. There are other places in Florida that you can go. And then Sacramento is a bit further away from, like, the beach, west side, and it's also more north. So it's like that's a good thing. Normally up north in California, it gets colder, cooler, and camera. Maybe with me doing a lot of my hand messages, whatever. But anyway, normally cooler, but Sacramento is like 2 hours away from Lake Tahoe. If you don't know anything about Lake Tahoe, really cool place, really cool spot. Actually, I recommend. I've been there like 3 times. Don't mind going back. Water's always cold, and it feels amazing, especially if you did hiking or anything like that, or just more active stuff. It's really cool to get in. Lake water anyway, feels so clean. It's so nice. But yeah, there's other things you could do more at the Sacramento location and Daytona Beach. Daytona Beach, it's more like accessible. You don't have to drive. But yeah, no offense to Louisville, Kentucky. Like I said, it's a good spot. Any one of the 3 are really good starters if you haven't tried a music. But they're 4 days, so that's the thing. 4 days is a lot, especially for me. I'm a bit older, and so this year was different because we stayed in a hotel instead of camped, and spoiled. Like, the times camping is fun times just because you get to experience it, and you're there and just kind of, have a different type of experience. But it just feels so great to just be able to leave, get to a hotel, and just sleep in a bed. Like, don't get me wrong, camping's great and all, but it doesn't beat the sleep you get when you're in a bed. It is so nice. But my brothers and I stayed in a hotel, really nice hotel for relatively cheap. especially if you're splitting it 4 ways. Like we were, really nice hotel, and was like 15 minutes away from the venue. Really nice venue, not bad drive. It was all highway. Obviously you're gonna have to pay for parking unless you know someone that lives relatively close to there. You're gonna have to pay for parking, which was bad. Like the guy we met parking there, my brothers parked at their spot last year, and it's really cool because the guy remembered him, my brothers remembered him, and he's a really cool dude. Outside of charging a little bit more than what we wanted, and yeah. But at this point, I would rather support that. I would rather support a guy wanting to do more stuff, especially in that area, and include other people and make a community out of it, and just be more engaging. Like there are some people that were parking, but I'm sure they probably were, but not to that level. And it's really cool. He's a really cool dude. Ramon is his name. Really cool spot. Really excited for the future that he was telling us, because he was going to open a lot of stuff for next year. But anyway, let's get into the first day. So the first day was Foo Fighters? Yes, Foo Fighters headlining. Was it? I think. I don't know. First day. But anyway, first day. So Thursday and Friday were the busiest days for my siblings and I. So my brothers and I guess I should say. It was the days that we knew more of the band's going to be there, or Friday and Saturday. Yeah, Friday and Saturday were the days that were the busiest. Thursday and Sunday were the days that we didn't have a whole lot. Like Sunday, we only saw like 3 bands play on Sunday. And it was like Queens of the Stone Age and Green Day, which I guess I could start with Sunday. Sunday was a really cool day because I've never seen Green Day. I've never seen Queens. Queens did a really good show. I am very impressed with bands that have members that control volume really well, and you don't see it a lot. Some people just beat the shit out of things and then they just play really loud, and so they take away from some parts that. And that's what I love about drums too. If you know volume control, and it's the same with like any instrument, vocals too. It's like with drums, it's like you take away from like the more impactful instrument if you're playing louder. But if you know how to volume control, you actually build up and set the emotion behind it. You set the energy right, and then you build right into it. It just flows more smoothly, and you feel it too. And it's just it's very genuine. It's very organic feeling that music can make you feel, and it's wonderful. So Queens of the Stone Age, I only know like 4 songs, like decently, but really good. They did a really good job. Really good job. I don't know. Really good job. Recommend seeing them live if you enjoy anything of their type. I like that. Green Day, oh my goodness, Green Day was amazing. Outside of the fact that Billy wanted to do like 5-minute sessions of type of stuff, which was annoying. But either way, Green Day did a wonderful job. It's just, it's like when you're doing callbacks like that, I feel it's just, you need to know when to stop. Like, I love it. I love the, like, want crowd interaction. I love it. It's great. But not to the amount that they did. But no, it was really cool to see hear all the iconic songs that they play, and the authenticity, words, I don't know. Just like the originality, and just like how they sound is very similar to their sound. Yeah, Thursday was Foo Fighters. But yeah, I guess we could do Foo Fighters next. So Thursday, good start to the day. We got there kind of at the beginning because there were some bands that there was a band that we got to hear that was not so good. But I don't even know. I don't even know why they were on the main stage, but I don't like it. It did not sound good at all. But no, Thursday was a good day. We saw a bunch of bands. It's like, I guess that's just every day. I don't really remember a lot. I had a fun time. It was great. But I guess I could just talk about like headliners mainly. Foo Fighters, they did okay. It's kind of like the same thing as like Green Day, where it's cool to see, but when you spend so much time crowd interacting, it gets annoying. there are times where it's like nice and you just want to get the feel for the crowd and everything. Like just play around that, and I feel like there's a point in time where it's like, yeah, that's too much. And there's a point in time where it's like, no, we need to do something. Get the crowd. It's what the people want. Get the people moving. But yeah. No, my favorite two were Green Day was a really good headliner. Avenged Sevenfold was another headliner. They did a good job outside of people getting hurt. And I am not at all a fan of their new album. No offense to it. If you enjoy the new album, fantastic. Nobody is okay. The We Love You song is weird. And I don't have anything nice to say about it, so I'm just not going to say anything about it at all. I did not enjoy that new album. I'm not going to be out some people it's like complete absolute dog shit. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say that it is what it is. Like, I don't mind bands experimenting. I don't mind bands just doing what they think is fun. Like, I actually applaud you there. Like, please, like, make music for the sake of making music. Like, that's how you find what works. And that's how you find what actually is like, this is amazing. But I will say this. I will say We Love You does sound better live than it does on the album. So if you listen to We Love You off Spotify, it sounds a lot better live just because you don't hear how the song starts the way it does off the album on Spotify. And so it sounds not near to that level of just what I think is bad. But if you enjoy the song, good for you. I don't. So, like I said, I didn't really have nice things to say about the album, but it was really cool. Avenged Sevenfold always does a wonderful job, and they always do a good show. And Matt's voice was on point. Dude was doing stuff I haven't seen him do in a long time. And I was very impressed. And so Matt's voice was really good. And the fact that they stopped their set like 3 times and to pick back up was really funny to hear and watch. But no, the best headliner, goes to Green Day. I'm not a big Tool fan. If you enjoyed regular stuff. If you enjoyed Tool, I'm not a big Tool fan. I don't like a lot of Tool music. I think it's very vibey and like kind of emotional songs, and just lyrics don't really make a lot of sense to me, and I'm more lyrically based. And I have a thing. It's like Sleep Token. Sleep Token was there too. It's like The Summoning. People love The Summoning because of the ending. That's actually why I don't. Like, if I listen to The Summoning, I listen to that point and then I change the song. Like, I don't like the ending of The Summoning. Just make an entirely, completely different song that is unrelated from the song at all. And so that's how I feel about a lot of Tool songs. The progressive, and to a degree, but just make a different song. And when you don't, like, that was the funny thing watching people is like start clapping and everything like that. Where it's like, yeah, it's the end of the song. It wasn't. It wasn't the end of the song. Like, the song did not end. They were just fibbing. Kind of, is it the end of the song? No. And so I have a thing with that. It's not a bad thing. I don't disagree with it. I don't look down upon it. I just was like, eh. But yeah, The Summoning by Sleep Token. Sleep Token did a wonderful job. Great. I love Sleep Token. They did an amazing job. I just don't like the ending of The Summoning. I like it as its own song. I just don't like it together because The Summoning just, oh my goodness, The Summoning, like the entire part before the TikTok part is wonderful. Dude has a voice, and you get to hear like the screaming part of the song, and you get to hear just the fact that this guy could just hit a high note that's just crazy. But yeah, like, and then the song just like literally for me, once this weird pop thing happens, I was just like, the song's not good anymore. Like, even with the ambiance, you could just end it with the long, like 45 second ending of ambiance, and you could just ended it that way, and I still would enjoy the song better. Again, I think it's Summoning. Obviously, there's a lot of people that follow like it. I'm not talking bad on Sleep Token, they do great live. It's just the ending of the Summoning that I'm not the huge fan of. I don't know. I think I said it when I reacted to it. It's just weird. It's weird, and it's just like I feel like it just actually does worse for the song, in my opinion. Obviously, if my opinion matters to me, audience of one. But either way, the main thing that I did with each of the bands was like, hey, how's the band's gonna sound? Bad Omens was amazing. Bad Omens did a really good job. Memphis Mayfire put on a really good show. Wage War put on a really good show. Biggest disappointments, though. Well, the biggest disappointment was Limp Bizkit. You know anything about what happened? They wanted all the cameras turned off, so like people behind couldn't see anything because they wanted the cameras turned off. And I'm just like, I feel like this is something you negotiate like beforehand, because Tool didn't have any camera. All it was just visualization, which makes sense. It's Tool. Don't you just like, you negotiate this? This should have been in the contract. You don't just show up and be like, fuck you. I don't do it. I don't do what you tell me. I don't know. Like, that's where I just get kind of like, I'm just more annoyed. I was like kind of excited to listen to Limp Bizkit, and I was like, yeah, you know, kind of fun stuff, you know, get some rowdy, like here rolling. And then just, yeah, it didn't get better. It didn't. Limp Bizkit was probably, was my biggest disappointment. Biggest surprise, Weezer. I've never seen Weezer. Oh my goodness, they did a really good job. Really good. Green Day and Weezer are probably my biggest surprise because I've never seen neither of those bands, and they're not like they're old or anything like that. They're just older, and I was happy. Like, they came and surprised me with, like, they did a really, really good job. I was really happy about it. I was really, really, really happy about it. Very impressed, and just very excited to keep hearing more from them. And Weezer just does they're just a bunch of nerds like I am, and it's really cool and really fun to relate with. Because River is such a nerd, and I love it. It's great. It's like, some people think nerd is just like an insult. No, I love it. Being a nerd is so much fun, and you could just be however which way you want, and it's like the goofiest thing in the world, and it's adorable, and it's so fun to watch, and it's just so genuine because you don't. Yeah, in the end, it's like you're just being who you are, and that's the best part. But yeah, those are probably, so biggest disappointment, hands down goes Limp Bizkit. Biggest surprises, it's just because I haven't heard them live, and so I didn't really know what to think. Green Day and Weezer. And best all around will always be, Sleep Token, Queen of the Stone Age. Well, Sleep Token, Bad Omens, Wage War, all the bands that I do listen to on a daily basis. And so, they're bands that I will always keep listening to. Last Nine Kills is in that group, but they weren't at this festival. But nevertheless, really good festival. Again, if you want a good experience at a music festival, go to one of these three promoters. I don't know if there's more that these promoters put on. I just know, Welcome to Rockville, Louder Than Life, and Aftershock are the three that I know these particular promoters put on. But go to them. It's like you've probably seen everything with Blue Ridge. As a person who's been to Blue Ridge twice, I'm the type of person that I've done so many music festivals in my life that I don't mind giving up some lineup to have better production, better logistical work and operational, and just better all around. I'm a person that I've done so many music festivals. I'm okay with giving up some lineup for that. Now, will I say Blue Ridge's lineup for this past year was insane? Fuck yeah, it was. It was so insane, and I was like, I really want to go because of that lineup. But I also knew of the stuff that happened the prior 2 years, that if it continued to get worse, this was going to happen. And guess what? But no, I was happy that I went to Louder Than Life. Again, if you haven't been to a music festival, that's what I want. I made sure to say at the beginning. If you haven't been to a music festival, go to one of these three. There are other music festivals that you probably try out. I just don't know from my experience, but definitely go to one of these three: Aftershock, Loud and Life, and Rockville. One of those three, because it's the same promoters that put on the same those three. Now, I'm not so sure about Rockville. It just sounds. Talked with my brothers about it and everything like that. It sounds right. So if I'm wrong, correct me. But those three, there are three festivals I know that these promoters put on. Go to one of them because you will have a good time. And yeah, there's not a lot of, like, you don't have to worry about a lot of the other stuff. Of course, yeah, you could complain about the porta potties were full at the end of the day. Duh. It's the fucking end of the day. Like, if you have a stick that far up your ass, then no, at some point you have to realize and be like, okay, because logistically speaking, to come in and clean while stuff's happening with so many people, that's insane. Like, that realistically doesn't make sense, because you would have to funnel in some way, or you would have to have an automation system of some plumbing system built beforehand. And yeah, no, not gonna happen. And oh yeah, got to see Oliver Anthony, so that was cool. I'm not a big fan of his music, but I think he's a really cool dude, a really cool guy, and yeah, I think he says a lot of things that need to be said. But with that, yeah, I kind of ranted on for this is what I kind of figured this would be about, me just, talking on my ass for like 30 minutes, and yeah, that's what it turned out to be. But with that, I hope you guys having a great time. If you have any questions about music festivals, I've done like 20 music festivals in my life at this point, and it's not going to get any lower. Only going to do more, as well as concerts. If you have any concert questions, if you have any music festival questions, don't hesitate to ask. I've seen a thing or two, and I've been around a thing or two, and I don't mind sharing my opinion. I don't mind sharing my thoughts. I don't mind sharing if you have any questions about, like, hey, how do I do to best prepare for this? Even like camping. I've camped most of the time. At all the music festivals I've been to, I've camped most of the time. I've only stayed in a hotel twice now. There have only been 2 times I've stayed in a hotel. Well, asterisk. There was a third time. I was really upset because I got to miss Linkin Park, but it was the third time. But yeah, the festival got rained out. But it didn't stop the festival. It just stopped the festival for a day. But with that, thank you so much for joining me on this Weekly Wednesday. I know it was a bunch of just me shit talking essentially for the entirety of the day, but it's a fun time. I enjoy it, and I get to talk about my life and hopefully share with you guys, and hopefully talk about your experience as well. I like hearing about any and all experiences, and I like pretty much just communicating, really. But with that, hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday, and I'll see you guys on Friday for our Fun Friday video. And I'll probably be the last one until I get back the following week, or I guess I should say next week, because back, but different. But with that, guys, on Friday for our Fun Friday video, and we're gonna have a good time. With that, take care and see you guys.